Okay, good morning. Welcome to our regular Tuesday. Topic is a prayer to the reborn in the Amitabha Pure Land, SUKHAVATI Pure Land. Yes, reborn in the Amitabha Pure Land. Generally, it's much easier than other Pure Land. Like other Pure Land, it's necessary. You have to be reach to the certain degree of realization, or you have to be enlightened one. At least you have to be reach to the path of the seeing. But in the SUKHAVATI Pure Land, even the ordinary people can be reborn. Longest have those favorable cause and condition. So SUKHAVATI Pure Land, normally they use as 4 different type of causes. Remembering the Pure Land again and again in our mind stream, 1. Then second one is accumulating the merit, so we are on the second subject. And this second subject of the accumulation of a merit, according to the Sudra, even the many tantri also, the method of the how to accumulate the merit is called the 7 lamb offering. Prostration, offering, confess, rejoice, request, beseeching, and dedication. From this, we already gone through the prostration and offering. Now we are talking about the confess. So in this, we have to confess. What we're confessing is non-virtues. So first we have to know the source of the non-virtues or negative, or negative karma or obscuration. Normally in the Dharma, last time we use obstacles. Yeah. So we have to know the source of the door or where it's come from. So how we end up with this karma. Yeah. So first we talk about this called the 6th door of negative or non-virtues. Non-virtues, first is called the time, door of time. Door of time is we created this negative karma or non-virtue permodally. There's no beginning, when we start it. So since samsara have no beginning, and our karma creation of a negative or non-virtue have no beginning. So that we call the beginningless time. And door of application. Door of application is we did ourselves, or we ask to someone to do, or we rejoice when someone is doing non-virtue. That's called the application. And third one is called the door of intention. Door of intention is our intention or intent, because of our mind is corrupted with the 3 poisons, ignorant, attachment, aversion. So that was door of the intention. And door of the object. The door of the object is called the superior object, like 3 jewels, gurus, parents. And general object is 6 realm in the samsara. So based on them, we created negative. That's called the door of the object. Then door of the nature. Door of the nature means there's called the prescripted downfall or prescripted negative and non-prescripted, naturally negative. Like a prescripted mean like when we take refuge, when we general bodhicitta, when we receive the empowerment, we have a sudden, commitment. That's called the prescripted downfall. And a non-prescripted or naturally downfall is like 10 non-virtues, which is come later. So we will talk. That's called the door of the nature, and door of the source as we created by the body, speech, mind. So this six door, because of this six door, we commit negative. Now, once we commit the negative, there's a two-way end this one. One, consequences of a result of it. Two, confessing. So that way, actually, if we waiting for the exhaust through the result of that karma, it never ends, that one. Because when we experiencing the result of that negative karma, we create a new karma because of that circumstance. Like when you go through rough time, you get more angry, you get more jealousy, you get all those emotions is stronger. Because of that, emotion is stronger, and you created the negative karma. So that way, if we're waiting for purified by the ripening of the karma, it will never end, because at that time make new one. But if we confess it through the ritual of like a full power, and it will not create it when we're confessing, so that way I have a better chance to end the circle of this negative karma. So that reason is it better confess than just wait until it come exhaustion of through the what called ripening. Yeah. Number 6, power of I said power of the source. I think it's better maybe power of the arising. Yeah. Arise from your body, arise from the mind, arise from the speech, those negative. Yeah, I don't know, maybe this arise is better through three door, arise through the three door. Power of the arising three door is maybe better. I don't know. So this is now we're talking about the confessing. So with the full power. In according on this text, the full power. As the first is come of the power of the remedy. What is the power of the remedy? Is here is said. We already went through this part, but I want to repeat this. I confess all the wrongdoing and all being, my parent included. This is about the bodhicitta. You're not in the difference between the bodhisattva confessing and individual liberation or confessing. Individual liberation, and when they confess themselves, their own negative. But when bodhisattva confess, he or she confess to the every sentient being's negative. So that way, this is talking about the this confessing with the altruistic motivation of a bodhicitta. So that bodhicitta is becoming antidote. So here, according to this text, so this word, I confess all the wrongdoing, and I and all being, my parent included, So because the parent is the closest one, direct person who you have contact, included that one mean that, and lead by that, example by that, every sentient being you are confessing. So this is only bodhisattva will do, and this is the bodhisattva's way of confessing. So that was bringing to the bodhicitta. So this is the power of the antidote, because through the bodhicitta, you can purify it, tremendous of the negative. And really powerful. But then later we will have a 6 way to purify. We'll talk later. But so here, power of the antidote is the altruistic motivation of bodhicitta. Then here continuing or have done through the beginningless time up to now. So beginningless time means that because we have no what called the record of when is a samsara is a start. So samsara have no beginning. That when beginningless time. So what we have done is that there's a two kind of a negative. It's called a prescriptive negative, yeah, and generally or naturally negative. So first is to talk about the naturally negative. It's called the Rashingitipa. No, so there's a 10 non-virtue here said, such as a killing, stealing, and fornication. It means that sexual misconduct. I admit and confess three wrongdoing of the body. We already talked this from the last time, but I admit this is the key of confessing, because many times we don't admit our problem. We don't admit our, we have a hard time to admitting, you know, or because I mean, we have this habit of always been blaming someone else, our issue, whatever we have an issue, we always blame to someone else. We always if there's something bad, we always give that credit to someone, you know. When we have done something good, then we always want to take the credit ourselves, even we have done with the community. Make sense? So that's our habit. So that way, admit is a key. Long as you admit, then confessing and purification will come, you know. So we have to start from the admit. So first we have to accept that we were wrong. We have to accept that we have a problem. We have to accept that we created this problem. Yeah. So that way, what's called admit and confess to the three wrongdoing of a body list. So this one is already to talk about, but I just want to repeat this. Now, that is from the body. Then from the speech, lying, calumny. Is it calumny? Calumny, or I don't know, harsh word and gossip. I think normally we say the lying, divisive speech, harsh word, and idle talk. These four are from the speech. So lying, there's according to the Dharma, you know, in the Buddhism, it's called the big lie. Big lie means the spiritually lying. Like if someone pretend like they are enlightened beings without the reaching to the state of the nirvana, then that is called the big lie. So in the monastery, like a Vinaya system, if you lie in that one, you are destroying your vow. If you do that one, so like without the reaching to the like some degree of realization, you pretend like you're reaching, you're telling people without the realization of the like a Mahamudra, say I have this kind of realization of the Mahamudra. So those are called the spiritually lying. Then second one is called the medium lying. Is like the lying which have in fact, like it harm to other beings, you know. Then the small lying is it for harmless lying, a lying but not really not really harm to other. So there's a different way to lying. Then second one's a calumny or divisive speech. Divisive speech is like based on the what is the how larger, like in the according to the Buddhism community, for example, if you make divide two high lama, then it's really heavy negative. If you divide into the like a sangha, within the sangha is smaller, because if you divided the high lama, two big sangha or two community divided. If you Sangha divided into Sangha, just one community divided, yeah, so smaller number, and you divide it into the ordinary people, it's just maybe like family to family, you know. So there's not, so the according to the, I think maybe this have to do with the number. So in the common people, if you divide it into two, country, sometimes it can be end up with a war, yeah. And if you divide it to the two state, it's a little bit less than that, yeah. So I think this is like a why is the High Lama is the like a greatest divide, and the Sangha is less than that. Is because like if you divide it High Lama, then two Sangha is becoming divided. Make sense? At least two Sangha. But if you divide the Sangha, only one Sangha dividing. So I think that's something have to do maybe something number. Then harsh word. Like a harsh word maybe truth. Some are maybe truth. Like you telling others, false by telling truth, but that still can hurt other people. So unless you really have a good intention to want to help that individual, as you have no right to say anything about that person's problem, like even that person has lots of problem. If you want to help them, I think it's okay with a compassion or the kind heart. If you try to criticize it, it's okay. But if you try to criticize it because you dislike or because you want to make them harm, and then it's a really heavy negative. So I think because when we receive the teachings, basically lots of teaching are really harsh word. Make sense? It's all showing up our faults. When you receive in teachings like mind training and those all, like if you receive the teaching on like Shanti Devasam Buddhasada contact and those, it seems like it's a criticizing directly to you because all those faults we have, So it seems like, but it's just an intention is a want to make you better. Make sense? Falseless. So that way showing you. So I don't think so by that it become a harsh word. But if you say someone have a problem and you just say that problem because you want to hurt that person and with the bad intention, then I think maybe become a harsh word. And gossiping for no business, but just talking about someone's business, So lots of we do doing that one. So this kind of this four is called okay, so gossip. I admit to confess and for wrongdoing of the speech. This is a negative from the for kind of a non-virtue from created by our speech. Then from the covetousness, malice, and wrong view. These are from the mind. Like a covetousness, have a covetousness of your own, and covetousness of other, and covetousness of the nether. It means that like sometimes we have so much attachment ourselves. Like some people, they watching their own like jewelry and clothes, those things so attached. Again and again you bring out, try on it, even you're not wearing, so that kind of attachment. Covetousness mean the attachment, and other mean that you're wishing to be, when somebody is driving nice car, when somebody living nice house, when somebody has something nice, you wish it be, that is mine, that is covetousness of other. Then nether mean that you have a covetousness of like you wish to be all those underground jewel or whatever is it, you wish you find them, that's belong to you. So this kind of is a covetousness. And the malice mean the harmful thought. You wishing to be harmed, this one, you wishing to be, destroy other, so harmful thought. And wrong view, like not believing in the three jewels, not believing in the karma, not believing in the past and next life, and that kind of thought is called the wrong view. So when those are come from the mind, so that way said admit the confessing of the 3 wrongdoing of the mind. Here's called the 5 type of a heavy negative. Nature is the same as a 10 non-virtue, but it is much heavier than just generally 10 non-virtues. So first one is called the 5 heinous crime. So what is the 5 heinous crimes? Killing one's father, mother, Acharya or Arhat, and shedding of the Buddha blood and malicious intent. So here, not really mentioned in this here 5 as a 5 heinous crime as a not same. Here there are 5 heinous crime mean the killing one's father, 1, killing one's mother, 2, killing Acharya or Acharya mean the master, like your teacher, guru. Guru here is Acharya is talking about that directly someone who guide you, killing that one, and killing Arhat, someone one is already enlightened. The 4, and shedding of the Buddha's blood, it means the injury to the Buddha with the malice intent, like harmful intent. Sometimes we have this 5 little bit different: killing father, 1, killing mother, killing Arhat, and other one is called the dividing the Sangha. So, but in the right now, we cannot divide the Sangha, and that kind of crime is we no longer have, and also we cannot injure the Buddha, as it cannot, because no longer there. But other is possible, all of other, like killing father, killing mother, killing your own guru, killing the Arhat, those all is possible. If we commit this kind of crime, and there's no really intermediate state, there's no intermediate state, so that way called some member, mean the no break, immediately go to the report to the lower room, so they were admit in the confess of the nearly worse action, and nearly a worse action. Actually, it's called the heinous crime. I confess all those heinous crime because there's no other than this kind of a crime, no greater crime or negative than this kind of. So that way. And especially when come to the, actually here, parent and Acharya or the master, when parent is someone who give you the life, doesn't matter what kind of relation you have now, but when we are like a womb, hopeless like a womb, parent took good care to protect us, to we survive because of the kindness of the parent. If there's no parent, we have no chance to survive. And when it comes to the spiritual path, there's no greater kindness than Guru. Because something even Buddha cannot do, Guru did to us. We have a devotion to the Buddha. We have devotion to all those past masters. Lots of people have a really strong devotion to the particular deity, and like really I mean sincerely they have a devotion. But all those things happen, or if you have no guru. Doesn't matter how much you have devotion, you will never learn how to practice the Dharma. So that way in the Tibetan, we said, Guru's quality is equal to the Buddha. But for our personally, Guru's kindness is more greater than Buddha. So because especially this degeneration time, Buddha will not come in this kind of beings society. So who will liberate us is by Guru. So that way there's no greater kindness than Guru. So especially those are, then if you harm them, it's become a heinous crime, you know. There's in the Tibet called the Nyang Janakumaraja, one of the greatest, I think, Longchenpa's guru. One point he had thought of maybe I'm a little bit better than my guru, that kind of intention comes in his head. Because of that negative, he had you know, what called 7 times he went through almost losing his life, some sickness and some, you know, condition. 7 times he had this kind of a negative, what called the infect, by just thinking maybe I think I'm a little bit better than my guru. And there's one in India called the Naboba. He thought, you know, I'm better looking than even my guru is a better, you know, have a knowledge, but I'm looking better. I'm more present, you know, like kind of like a more pleasant to watch than my guru. Because of that thought, he fell down from the boat and died in the water. So, so this kind of a storytelling, it just harming is a forget, even you think you are compatible to the guru, or you think you are better than guru, that one is also can be created the really heavy negative. Make sense? So that reason, you know, because nowadays lots of time people have this kind of idea of oh, I received this teaching because I paid I bought the ticket, so I deserve this one. You know, we don't appreciate. You know, so if you know, if just paying for the like a ticket, or I mean, especially in the Western culture, when we have a program, we charge them. If that is you can buy from the like a $30 to that much wisdom, then I mean, as a become a Buddhist, it's really easy, yeah. But it's just not that easy. If we really charge you full price of that wisdom, how much worth? You know, one day wisdom is nothing. You know, $30 is nothing for that. So that way we're not paying actually to full price, even we think you pay, and so that way you deserve to be received this one. So at the end of the day, and you go to your way, the guru is to go their way. There is nothing like appreciation or anything, you know. So that is it really that I think this day there's that kind of what called behavior is there. I think I can sense, yeah. Because since also people have this thought of, since I pay, I deserve to be received this one, you know. So like if you go to like not just in the spiritual, on the Dharma, even though the school, after the most of kids graduate from the school, they have nothing to do with their teacher, you know, totally separated. There are no really connection. The guru and the disciples connection is not there. So I think that reason sometimes people have no appreciation, no cherishing. And if you think you will gain the wisdom by just being there because you pay, that wisdom, you first of all, you will not learn anything. Why you cannot learn anything is because your arrogance is there. You come with arrogance, yeah. It blocks all your access to the learning. And two, because of your mind is not really devoted to the guru and devoted to the Dharma, so it never, even you learn, it never become a useful tools. The day when you really need, you will forget that. So this is called the Kutobsuneba, Tibetan. It means like a thought of stealing. You think, oh, I just want to get that knowledge. I don't care this person, whoever he or she, you know, I only care about what I want to learn. Make sense? So if we have that kind of attitude, first of all, it will never benefit from, it's hard to learn, hard to learn, but even you learn some part, you will not become, it will not become useful the day you very much need, you will forget all those. Make sense? I think this that reason, lots of time we receive many instruction, many teaching, but nothing changing our personal. We same person, you know, never change. And sometimes it even get worse. After learning Dharma, become more jealousy, more, you know, pride. And there's those all is increasing. So I think this reason we need to, you know, have to be cherished to our guru. It's a lifelong. There's many lifelongs. You know, our karma created, so that way we get chance to do this also. I think this one is we should think about that. Make sense? And there's a secondary, it's called the nearly worse action or nearly heinous crime, as a killing bhikshu, killing shaman nirka, is mean the novice, seducing the nun, destroying the image of the Buddha or stupa, or image of the Buddha or stupa or the temple. So this is called the 5 close to the heinous crime. So if yeah, I think maybe not need to describe that much. It's clear here. So this not heinous crime as a like a not negative as a heinous crime, but really close to the heinous crime by this one. I think why this is heavier, like killing arhat and I mean the killing bhikshu and killing you know, novice is not same as a killing arhat, because bhikshu and novice, this is not talking about a monk who not reached the arhathood. Okay, so that way less heinous crime, and but stronger than killing the ordinary person. Make sense? So kind of medium. So then the seducing the non mean the non-disrobing, and I think maybe nowadays it's not same, but old time we say as a, you know, a woman's vows on the other's hand, and monks' vows on their hand. So I think like you can see there are lots of the rape cases. Most is a woman, you know, have you hardly hear the male are rape. Make sense? So I think so the reason not mention is choosing the monk. Make sense? As I think there's a little bit different. When disrobing the nuns or whatever, we thought that they are willing, and if somebody did this one, then so become really, you know, kind of like near heinous crime. Here, that's the second from one of those heavy negative. Now, third one is called the basically rejecting the Dharma. What is rejecting the Dharma? I mean the swearing by the 3 jewels, temples, scripture, or the 3 support. Like 3 support mean talk about the image of the Buddha, scripture, and like a stupa. Those are three support of the body, speech, mind of the enlightenment. And swearing by them falsely. Basically, swearing by those, are really bad, basically. And especially if you misusing them, swearing them, like sometime in Tibet, some business people, they swearing things like that, and by trying to make a little bit money, they falsely, I swear this, I paid this much, and that kind of swearing is equally to the rejecting the Dharma, like you are really, disrespect for the three jewels because you falsely swearing them, disrespect for the holy object, disrespect for the image, and whatever your parent. Lots of people in the Western, they swear for the God and Jesus, and lots of things like that I hear, and lots of Asian, like especially in the Tibetan people, just sometimes no reason they swear, like swear to their protector, swear to their guru, swear to their, like then some swear to the, three jewels. And so basically it's swearing to the three jewels like that is unnecessary. Like some, if you hear some people swearing like that, then they will scold you like a, they think that's really bad to swearing. And they one time I was talking to one of my guru, and we had a little bit kind of tense conversation, some kind of sensitive conversation. And I have to swear to him. I said, I swear I did this, and he said, you don't need to swear, you don't need to swear. He was really kind of concerned about that. So lots of Tibetan, like they're not comfortable to when people swear too much, because it's not good to swearing this and that. And especially if you're swearing to the falsely, and I mean, one way is you making the lying, and two ways you lying by, putting the in your liar, you put in that the holy being or holy object is include your lying action. Support of your lying is you bring that one. It's just like a, you try to make the, try to cover your crime and try to bring someone else on that cover. Make sense? So it's a not just only negative yourself, you bring other ones also, included there. So that way it's, I think, becoming the swearing is the same as a rejection to the Dharma. That way it's a heavy negative, if we're swearing for falsely, wrongfully, because we want to escape. Sometimes we swear reason is that we want to escape from that problem. You may escape from that problem because of the swearing, but you create the bigger problem by heavy negative karma from that, yeah? So long-termly, actually, you're making worse yourself by doing that one. So this is the same as a rejecting the Dharma. Rejecting Dharma is a really negative karma. Adam here said, where are we now? Sorry. Worse than killing all being in the three realms is the denigration of the Bodhisattva, admit to the confessing the pointless great wrongdoing. So if you kill all three realms sentient beings, three realms mean that you can say above realm, below realm, surface realm, like a hell, hungry ghosts, animal are kind of below realm. Human are surface realm. And the God realm, demigod, they call the above realm because they're celestial realm. So or you can say it that way. All three realms as a form realm, formless realm, and desire realms. So you divide it into this way. Either way, is it mean that every sentient beings. If you kill the every sentient being, there's no measurement of the heinous crime. Yeah. worse than that is a stronger or bigger than that crime is a saying bad things about the Bodhisattva. Criticizing to the Bodhisattva and making bad comment on the Bodhisattva. That's worse than that. Because Bodhisattva, why is this bigger than that? Is it because one, Bodhisattva is the region of Buddha. Can say yeah? Region, or can say Bodhisattva is the son of the Buddha. Is it called a region?
A region or
yeah.
Representative?
Yeah, it's not region.
Regent?
Yeah, like a prince is a
Prince,
yeah, region of the king. Yeah,
I think that sounds right. Yes. Yes.
region or yeah. So Buddha and Bodhisattva is like a more than parent of the sentient beings. Make sense? Because more than parent is a parent only think about our life is this life. Bodhisattva not only this life, but many lifetimes until they take the responsibility of until we reach to the enlightenment. Parents take responsibilities of this life. After this life, they not take responsibility of our parent. So that way, when you look this way to compare, and they are they are more kind than our parent, and they are more important than anyone else. So that reason is if you say bad things about the Bodhisattva, then it's a really heavy negative. But now, who is the Bodhisattva? We don't know exactly who is the Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva is not come by wearing really fancy clothes and have a really with a high title. Bodhisattva come any kind of form. Some are butcher, maybe. If there's a way to liberate sentient beings, if you look the 18 Mahasiddha in India, some are carpenter, some are blacksmith, some are what called making the fabric, weaver. There are lots of, you can see that, each one have their own different, and like Tilupa, he was a sesame oil, and the daytime and nighttime he served for the what called this
prostitute?
Yeah, a kind of nightclub.
Okay.
Yeah, so each have a Bodhisattva have lots of different way to manifest. So we really don't know who is truly Bodhisattva. Truth is it. So better not say any bad things about the other. Is safer than try to who is the Bodhisattva, because Bodhisattva always not come with a label. Make sense? Label of the holy beings. There are many Bodhisattvas come really kind of like humble and a low level way, because reason is why Bodhisattva manifests in the human realm is I want to help sentient being. Yeah. Help is not only come from the throne. Make sense? Help is not only received from the receiving empowerment. We need all sorts of help. Help from the food, help from the clothes, help from the environment. Lots of different type of help. We need sentient beings for make comfort. So that way, Bodhisattva will manifest any type of help. There's a need. There's a shortage. So that reason, we don't know who is exactly Bodhisattva. Sometimes Bodhisattva manifests as an animal. Yeah, I saw lots of animals, they really help beings. I saw one patient is kind of like dying or whatever, is really badly sick. And their animal visit come, it make feel much better. And they some even get it better. They bring to the animal visit like horse, dog, and cat, things like that. So yeah, we don't know who is the truly Bodhisattva. So if we say bad things about someone because that their whatever their behavior is not, we think that's not appropriate. Yeah. Because lots of those Bodhisattva and lots of those, Arhat, holy beings, not always be good behavior. Especially when come to the yogi and the mahasiddhas, their behavior is a little bit strange. So we cannot comment, we cannot criticize them by appearing of a different behavior. Make sense? So shouldn't, we have to be careful with what we're saying. Yes?
Are there any exceptions? Like if you were to know with your own eyes that a guru or a bodhisattva was denigrating an image of Buddha or something like that, to tell them, no, you can't do that?
Yes, this earlier we were talking about.
Oh.
If you want to fix that problem, you can mention their problem. Like in not, I haven't heard from that person, but we in the Buddhism, we say like a statue, okay? If the statue have some, a problem, the statue look problem, you're not allowed to say just statue, this is too big nose, too big ear, too big eye, or this and that, unless you want to fix that. So if you want to fix, it means you have good intention. If you don't want to fix, just want to criticize it, then even they doing something negative, it's not your, to judge on that. Because we really don't know what is going on there. There's a one story. There's a one story is some kind of like one statue. It got some kind of like a demon spirit or something that's really bad in there. Then one lama is beating the statue until that spirit or whatever is come out. There's some story is like that. Then later end of that, some kind of bird fly away from the nose. Some story like that. So I don't know exactly, even they look like they're doing something bad. You don't know they're doing bad. There maybe there's some reason to have to do that one. So we really don't know exactly. So just basically we cannot trust our eyes that much. What I see not necessarily is, what we saw.
Yes, that makes sense.
Then fifth one. So there's a 5 really heavy negative. First one is a heinous crime. Second one is close to the heinous crime. Third one is swearing. Yeah. Fourth one is criticizing to the Bodhisattva. Now fifth one is said, thinking that the benefit of a virtue, harm from the wrongdoing, and suffering of the lifespan of the hell are untrue, not believing on those things. It's called the wrong view, So because of that, you think by doing negative, it's not going to give you the result of negative. Yeah, and by doing positive, it will not going to bring to the happiness. Sometimes people have this kind of a wrong view. I think lots of times we have that, then when describing hell, hungry ghosts, they not believe. Reason lots of people not believe because they don't see that directly. And this thing is happen because people have only our memory is short. Lifetime memory. Even lifetime memory is not really, we don't remember all of them. So one is that one. Two is sometimes have a hard time to believe because it's not physical appearance. So people always want to see their own naked eye, and naked eye is not good to see that much. Only few things our naked eye can see. So that reason, then have a difficulty to trust them, then become untrue. So more saying is wrong, worse than the 5 worst actions. So this, not believing or wrong view holding is worse than 5 heinous crime. So then how come? Why is called the 5 heinous crime, but this is not called the 5 heinous crime? But then still this has become worse than 5 heinous crime. So but action itself is not like heinous crime. Negative is not like heinous crime. Not believing is not really strong negative action. Make sense? But this become worse than 5 heinous crime, because 5 heinous crime, there you can purify it with the remorse. Make sense? But this one, you will not have the remorse. So that way there's no way to, you can purify it. So based on that, so that way, this is the worst than 1. And 1 is that one. 2 is a 5 heinous crime, not going to destroy the other merit what you accumulate. Yeah, but this one can destroy even the dedicated merit. So that is different. Action itself, yes, 5 heinous crime is the greatest negative, but impact of this one, you cannot confess this one because there's no remorse. 2, this one will destroy more than 5 heinous crime. Like all your merit can destroy by this one. Even that merit is a dedicated one. Yeah. So if you, I'm sure you heard this one said, as long as you dedicate it, unless you have wrong view, none of afflicted emotion can destroy your merit. So only what can destroy your merit, which is a dedicated one, as a wrong view. So this is the wrong view. So that way, this wrong view is actually more heinous, more worse crime than 5 heinous crime. Make sense? For those reasons. Okay, so mere saying mean that like a kind of like when somebody told about the hell story, saying, oh, this is fairy tale.
Fairy tale.
Fairy tale, it's not real. Fairy tale.
Yes.
Yeah. And they say, oh, this is just fairy tale, not real, So that is what is mean the merely saying. So I made the confess of wrongdoing from the which is the heart to be free. So why it's called the heart to be free? Because if you have wrong view, then there's no other antidote. As long as you hold the wrong view, there's nothing can fix that one. If you don't believe karma, there's no way you can help this person from the dharmic way. So if that person is really believe truly karma, then you can help. If that person is looking some kind of like miracle power, you cannot help them because they have wrong view. They don't believe the cause and condition. They want some kind of miracle power from somewhere. Even they practicing dharma, they hold a wrong view. Wrong view of the deity is the creator. Guru is the creator. Make sense? We don't believe our own karma. And you try to do you request to the Lama. And Lama said, oh, you need to definition. And Lama said, you need to this puja. Okay, you try to do that puja. And sometimes puja works, sometimes not work. It will work if your karma is a support. If your karma is not support, puja will not going to work for you. Make sense? Then if your puja is not work, then we say, oh, the Lama is not good. That puja is not good. They said that we say bad things. So even with Dharma practitioner, I have some degree of wrong view holder, especially in the Vajrayana, because we believe so much in the deity things. I mean, I'm not saying it's a deity are not true. They are true. They are respect, but they are not the creator to solve our all problem. They are conditioned. They can help us. Yeah, like when you go to the school, teacher is not the 100% responsibility of your education. They give you the guidance, but your education is up to you. You want to study or not. So same thing as a deity is like that. So, but sometimes we have this kind of a wrong view holding. So long as you hold that kind of wrong view, there's no way can fix anyone. No one can help you. Because even you talk to the deity every day, your problem will be there still. because the problem is not, give by someone else. Problem is created by from your inside. As long as you not change the inside one, nothing can help. But sometimes we have a wrong view of believing the creator as a deity, as a creator, three jewel as a creator, guru as a creator. Make sense? So then even your Buddhism, you still have some degree of wrong view. Not just only that one. When you blame into your own problem, but like for example, somebody said to harsh word, or somebody did you something. If you blame to that person 100%, you have wrong view because you don't believe your own karma. That person is the responsibility of 100%. There are no way to one individual can be 100% responsible. Even that want to harm you, if you don't have karma to receive that harm, that person cannot harm you. So we come together, it happened. It's called the interdependent origination, yeah? Interconnected. So that way, sometimes even we are Buddhism, we may have some degree of wrong view. Naturally wrongdoing. Okay, this all is naturally wrongdoing. Now here's the prescripted mistake. Yeah, prescripted mistake is in the Tibetan tradition, we divide into three: individual liberation vow, Bodhisattva vow, and the tantric vows. So individual liberation vow means like a refuge vow, novice vow, fully ordained. This all is an individual liberation vow. Then Bodhisattva vow, say you receive the Bodhisattva vow through the ceremony. And tantric vow is when you receive the empowerment, you receive the tantric vow. So there's three. Once you receive the vow of those three vows, then each one have their own what should be adopted, what should be abandoning. I have to know. So first is the individual liberation vow. Individual liberation vow says 4 defeat, 13 reminder, the downfalls, and the confessable, and the misdemeanor, misdemeanor, misdemea, misdemeanor.
Like a very low level.
Yeah. So there's a total. There's a 253. So there's a 4 downfalls, 4 defeat. Mean that like if you act 4, it's totally destroy your vows, like killing, sexual activities, stealing, and spiritually lying. 4, and that is called the 4 defeat. It's a defeat. 13 reminder mean that there's a 13 the number almost defeat you. That, but there's a 30 of them. If you command those 30 of them, almost defeat you. Then downfall. Downfall is there's called the 30 abandoning downfalls and the 90 transgressions or 90 crimes. So total 30, 90, 120, and on 120 at 13 has become 130, 33. On the 133, you add 4, 137. Yeah, and there's a called confessable. I think confessable 100 somethings. So then on that called the misdemeanor is 4. So all those total together it become 200 somethings in the according to the Vinaya, which is the Mulasawa Tantri. But it's a Theravada Vinaya is a little bit different. The Theravada is one of the 18 class of the Vinaya, and Mulasawa Tantri is one of the 18 class of Vinaya. So a little bit different. That way, Tibetan and like Theravada monks Vinaya a little bit different. Theravada have only 227 or something. Tibetan is a little bit more. but those all is here misdemeanors at the 5 class. So there's a 5 dividing into those are 5. Okay, defeat 1, remainder 2, downfall 3, confessible 4, and misdemeanor 5. Those are divided into the 5. Those all the 253 is divided into the 5. So 5 class, I admit and confess the impairment of the Pratimosha morality. Impairment is mean the damage, destroy or damage, yeah. So in this is mostly directly have to do, many of them as a directly have to do the being ordained. So that way we don't need to talk too much. Then here Bodhisattva said 4 negative and 5 and 8 downfall. This is we went through in the jewel ornament, and also Pamudra's stage of the path, all went through. So 4 negative is mostly related to the Bodhisattva called the aspiration bodhicitta. So there's a 4, sometimes called the 4 unwholesome deed. In the jewel ornament is mentioned as a 4 unwholesome deed, like deceiving to the worthy to worship one, and have a regret, making regret to someone, but that not need to be regret. 2, and saying bad things about the holy beings. 3, and deceiving the sentient beings. 4. So this is called the 4 downfall, or sometimes called the 4 unwholesome deed. Then that is related to the 5 what called the aspiration bodhicitta. And action bodhicitta, this is a Shantideva tradition, view lineage. They have 18, 5 related to the king, 5 related to the minister, and 5 related to the common. Okay, so there's 18. So like for example, 5 related to the king, say like taking away the what called the food and material things that belong to the 3 jewels. Yeah. And someone is taking away of their monastic life, and what called the and have this kind of things directly related to the king. Okay. And the minister is like destroying the town, destroying the city, destroying the house. There's there's 5 of them thing. And the common is like giving emptiness teaching to the person who are not ready to receive. So that there's 8. So that way here's 5 means the 5 belong to the 5 downfall of the king, 5 downfall of the minister, and the 8 downfall of the common people. So those is possible to more happen. Those 5 are to the king. King can do lots of things that the minister and the common people cannot do. Okay, and some things a minister can do that common people cannot do. And the rest of 8 is generally include the king, minister, common, anyone can do. So that way there's called the 18 of them. So this is related to the Bodhisattva. There's 2 lineage in the bodhicitta, view lineage and action lineage. This is mostly is a view lineage which is come from the Shantideva's tradition. So this I admit to confessing impairment of the Bodhisattva training. So most of they not going to be totally destroy the Bodhisattva unless you do with the heavy negative, So this Bodhisattva's vow damaging is like when you have like this kind of part. If you hit this part, it make the bend, yeah, but it's not going to break. So Bodhisattva vow is more like that. you know. But the individual liberation vow, Vinaya vow, is more like clay pot. If you hit, it break, and you cannot put it back. So that way, Bodhisattva is more like a damage. Most of this action can only damage. But if you do this one, it's with a heavy negative. With a heavy negative mean like a continually doing, happily doing, whatever you're doing is you think that you're doing right things and have no regret. If you do by this kind of a condition and it become heavy, with that condition can destroy it, same as an individual liberation vow. Then here in the Vajrayana, once you receive the Vajrayana vow, each tantra, you know, action, performance, yoga, anuyoga, is a little bit different. Here mention about the 14 root downfall, 8 major branches. Mainly these are from the anuyoga tantra, related to the anuyoga tantra. Once you receive the anuyoga tantra empowerment, such as a chakra sambhavara, kala chakra, hebajara, and those, then you have to have a, you know, have to protect this, make sure you're not commenting this kind of downfalls. So there's a 14 root downfall. Is a, I think commonly most of people know. We have this also confess of the 14 root downfalls, like you know, saying bad things about your Vaja guru, guru. Have a toward to the harm, what called the feeling of anger, feeling toward to the Vaja sibling too, and giving up the compassion toward to the sentient being 3. Giving up the root of the dharma is the bodhicitta. Giving up the bodhicitta is a 4. And criticizing to the Buddhism or non-Buddhism's, you know, religion or tradition is a 5. So there is a 14. I don't remember all of them. I think if I try to go through the text from head, maybe I will remember. But I think this is you commonly pretty much everybody knows, and we went through this one time. But I want to talk a little bit about the called the 8 branches. It's not like a worse as a 14 root downfall, but there's 8. So 8 is one is called the taking consort, which is not raping. You know, when you reach to the certain degree of a realization of the tantra, when you have the when you reach to the 8 bhumi, and some point it is required to, in the Vajrayana, it is required to take the consort. But those are 8 bhumi bodhisattva. So it's impossible now, it's a little bit difficult. So, but even the 8 bhumi bodhisattva, they're not allowed to take the consort, which is not ripening through the empowerment and transmission. Not just common women, not allowed. That is one. And the second one is fighting in the Gana Chakra offering. Okay, so second one. And the third one is not giving Vajrayana teaching the who are qualified to receive the suitable vessel, qualified to receive the teachings. 3. And devoter one giving the other teachings, not the Vajrayana. And then staying in the Sharvaka community 7 days. I think this is 6. And the 7 is not without having the yoga, saying I am on the Ngagba. So being ngangpa or a ngangma, is you have to have the yoga. What is yoga? Mean called the body yoga, speech yoga, and mind yoga. I say your body as a union of the inseparable of the deity, which is so body yoga means how to practice the generation stage. Basically, if you know about the characteristic quality and generation stage, then you can say I have a body yoga. That's not come easily. That kind of yoga, kui nature. And the speech yoga means the recitation of the mantra. You have to have at least the complete of the retreat of those like generation stage and recitation mantra. Then mind yoga means the completion stage. So without the transforming, without the having this kind of yoga of the body, speech, mind, and just wearing some kind of like robe and said, I'm a ngangpa, that is a downfall. Nejurishi mishiba ngani ngangpa yinse was. Wisdom, yoga of the wisdom. Yoga of the wisdom is so what is the body yoga of the wisdom? Mean the union of the emptiness and appearance. Speech yoga of the wisdom mean the union of the sound and emptiness. And mind yoga mean the union of the thought and emptiness. Yeah. So that is a generation stage, recitation mantra, and completion stage have to be one have to know about how to practice. Two, have done those practice complete. Then you can say I'm yogi. Make sense? Ngangpa or in Tibetan. Sanskrit yogi in Tibetan ngangpa. So I think same. But then this day, there are some people giving the ngangpa vow. I really don't know what they're doing. According to the Dharma, there is no specific ngangpa vow beside the empowerment. In the Vajrayana's vow is the empowerment. There's no other ceremony to make you ngangpa. So once you receive the empowerment, like for example, you receive the Chakra-sambhava empowerment, okay, then you have done complete Chakra-sambhava retreat. Then you can say I'm Chakra-sambhava ngangpa or yogi because you're practicing. Make sense? Now your body, speech, mind is becoming a union with the deity. So otherwise, if you just, by wearing some robe and said, oh, I'm ngangpa now, I'm not sure that's how it become. I'm not criticizing anyone because I'm not the omniscient or anything that I don't have a right to say anything. But according to the according to the Vajrayana, according to those past master, according to the scripture, there's no other vow called the ngangpa vow beside the empowerment. If there is a beside the empowerment, if there's something called the ngangpa vow, please show me. I really like to learn that one. No, I'm sincerely saying, so far my knowledge, I never saw that. There's a Drupal Pema Gabo, he have a teaching on the 3 vows. And he explained in how to receive the vows. And he said how to receive the ngangpa vow, I mean the Vajrayana vow. Is it? Through the empowerment. Individual liberation vow is called the monk and nun's vow. And Bodhisattva vow, they have specific ceremony. In the tantric vow, there's no ceremony except the empowerment. So other than that, I don't know if there's any kind of ngangpa vow or not. But but doesn't matter, whatever. Long as you have this called the union of the wisdom of the body, speech, mind of the deity, you can call yourself as a ngangpa, because that is what is Vajrayana mean. If you don't have this union of the wisdom of the body, speech, mind of the deity, then it's not qualified to say. If you say that one, it's becoming downfall because you're lying. Make sense? Yeah. So I think this kind of there's 8 different subject, can say. As a stop here. Thank you. Janchu sem jo Rinpoche ma je banai je jo je ke bai nyam bai mem bai yang Kone kondo pe wa jo dada konde tham je je tu sondo sabada yebe jebe zo dada se je dan je nyondo lana mamba yanda ba zo be janjo rambo je toba jo je shija kose kunjin che je tende ne la wanda de reje be je de ba se de ba she trup te sa gombe zenju